trust-based relationships among each other. And more importantly, you model the value of them forging strong, trust-based relationships with your clients, with the public. And in your line of work, how important is it? And I'm sure you're all very familiar with the financial metrics of your business. You all know return on investment, ROI, return on equity, return on asset, return on... You all know these financial metrics. But trust delivers a different return. And I call it the ROR. Dear leaders, when you spend a little bit of time and invest effort in forging strong trust-based relationships with your people, and those who are not leaders, just forging strong trust-based relationships among yourselves, that return is what I call a return on relationship. And you will find when you do that, the returns are going to be quantum. They're going to be priceless. They're going to be special. And that's really what's going to differentiate a true team from just a regular office unit. Job number one for leaders, for peers, is to build strong, trust-based relationships with each other. And the reason Jimmy Alapag is on my team is because we've forged that strong bond among ourselves. And I know in this company, the concept of family is strong. But truly, how can you call yourselves a family absent strong levels of trust among each other? Furthermore, how can you even have transparency as a value unless you have strong trust levels in this organization? My belief is that trust drives transparency. When you are not afraid to be who you are, be yourself among your peers, because you know that your relationships are rock solid. John Maxwell says relationships is a one-on-one thing. It is not a one-to-many issue. It's a one-on-one thing. So dear leaders, job number one, forge strong trust-based relationships with your people. And I think Mr. Ed, Ms. Brown, I'm sure you have hundreds, perhaps 1,000 people reporting for you. But I would bet you have your first 5, your top 10 people on whom you rely to get most of your work done. And so on down the line, every other leader, manager, supervisor in this group. No matter how many people you have under you, you have your first 5. Your top 10 people on whom you rely to get most of your work done. How strong are the relationships you have with these people? It is the foundation of all great teamwork. And the reason Jimmy Alapag is on my team is because I trust him completely.
76-75.
But no amount of trust is still going to get the work done. In the end, we have to put in the effort. That's why it's called teamwork. It's not called team easy. It's not called team free. It's teamwork because we have to work at being a team. We have to put in the effort at being great teammates. And when I talk about effort, I have to begin with this guy who you see here. Medyo malayo. Kilala niyo ba yan? Mark Ingris, yes. Patayin niyo na itong ilaw na to. Boss, di na nila ako kailangan makita yung mukha ko. Yan. The video is more important than my face. When we talk about effort, we have to start with Mark Ingris, our poster boy for effort. Sino asawa ni Ingris? Danica. So, sino asawa ni Jimmy Alapag?
LJ.
Basta showbiz talaga, galing pa. Sino asawa ni Ranidel de Ocampo?
Sorry kung Reyes.
Mrs. de Ocampo. No, Ranidel is married to Diane. Their kids are Stephanie, Francesca, little Ranidel, also known as Temrani. Nani for the share, married to the former Laura Hall. Their kids are Liam, Luca. Gabe Norwood is married to Lane Norwood. Their kids are Cash, Orion. Just last month, they opened this national grill here. It was a fort, so uptown. That's his business. You all know Ingris is married to Danica. You know their kids' names are Mick and Kyla. You all know Jimmy is married to LJ. You know that their kids' names are Ian Maximus, their oldest, their son. And just last December, their youngest, Fiona Joy, celebrated her first birthday. Yes, I know this. This is the depth of my relationship with my people. I know everything there is to know about them. I know the name of their wives, their kids, their back. I know the name of their wife. Slip of the tongue.
Wives, I know the name of
I
their
know the
wives.
name of their wife, their kids, their parents. I know everything they want to do. I know everything there is to know about them. It is, and because of this knowledge, they too know everything there is to know about each other. In fact, ask any Gilas player and they will tell you, we are brothers first before we are teammates. Talk about family. We are brothers first before we are teammates. Dear leaders here at B Brown, how well do you know your people? Dear teammates here at B Brown, you might have been going to work with that person next to you, in the next cubicle, in the next table, for the last 5, 10 years, but truly, how much do you know about each other? After all, you can only trust those who you know. I know everything there is to know about my people, and this is the depth of our trust-based relationships. And because of this knowledge, I know that Mark Pingris belongs on my team. Again, after I picked Alapag as my 10th choice, my 11th pick was Mark Pingris. And again, this was 2013, we didn't see yet, and we didn't know how good Pingris was in international competition. But when I chose Mark Pingris, a lot of people again questioned that decision. They said, Coach, why are you getting Mark Pingris, who's a 6'4" player? You know, in the Philippines, he's a big man. But in international competition, he's guarding people who are a full head taller than he is, 6'9", 6'10". And, you know, in international competition, in the Philippines, he's a big man. In international competition, he's a small, big man. He's undersized. Unlike this guy, Ranidel De Ocampo, same size, 6'4.5", 6'5". But Ranidel De Ocampo is a great three-point shooter. Great skills, great ball handler, great passer, very good basketball player, very good athletic ability, great skills. Mark Pingris, in contrast, and let's just keep this a secret among ourselves. Mark Pingris cannot shoot to save his life. Ebangban talaga tumira. I am sure there are more men in this room who can shoot the free throw better than Mark Pingris. I mean, he has no skills. He cannot shoot. He is a very bad ball handler. He's a decent passer. He can rebound in the Philippines, but they said in international competition, how can he rebound? So why is he on the team? The reason Mark Pingris is on my team is because he may not have the natural athletic ability or basketball skills of the others, but his one skill is hustle. His one talent is effort. Dear leaders and dear friends here at B Brown, do not underestimate the value of hustle. Do not underestimate the value of effort. And I know your principles of recognition are very important. Trust, transparency, your principles of cooperation, trust, transparency, recognition, and what are the things that you recognize in this organization? Of course, performance is recognized. But I would bet and I would submit it would do everyone a lot of benefit to as well organize, recognize effort. And I'm sure I can almost read what's going through your minds and you're thinking, but coach, you know, we know that already. You know, that's nothing new. Hard work, ethic, effort, that's important. The question is, how do we operationalize effort? On our team, we operationalize effort by what we call our hustle stats. The hustle stats are the numbers that do not show up in the scorecard for the next day. The hustle stats are the numbers that don't show up in the stat sheet the next day. As you know, in sports, in basketball, we are OC or OA. We measure everything. We measure points, rebounds, assist turnover ratio, offensive efficiency, defensive. We measure everything. But on our team, we go one step further. We measure hustle with what we call our hustle stats. The best way I can explain it is with an example. For example, sir, what's your name? Wally. Wally passes the ball to Gino. Gino passes the ball to Bell. Bell scores 2 points. That shows up in the stat sheet tomorrow. And Wally, who passed the ball to Bell, gets an assist. That shows up in the box scores tomorrow. We celebrate the top assist men. We celebrate the top point producers. But Wally to pass the ball to Gino, allowing him to pass the ball to Bell. That pass, nothing. In our system, that's a hustle stat. We call that the PPA, the pass before the assist. Another example, a shot goes up, and Bell puts her body in front of Gino, allowing Wally to get the rebound. That shows up in the stat sheet tomorrow. We celebrate the top rebounders. But Bell's effort of putting her body in front of Gino, nothing. In our system, that's a hustle point. We call that the screen off. Another example, a ball is loose on the floor. The three of them dive on the floor, and Gino ends up getting the ball. That's a loose ball recovery. That shows up in the stat sheet tomorrow. We celebrate the people who can get to the ball quickly, who are able to get us extra possessions. But the effort of Bell and Wally diving on the floor, nothing. That doesn't show up in the box scores tomorrow. In our system, hustle stat, Bell, and Wally. We call that literally floor burns. Padamihan ng gasgas sa tuhod, kakadive sa sahig for the ball. And what we do, every month, we track our hustle stats in every practice, every game. And at the end of every month, we have a nice little cash pot for the hustle stat champion. Not a big amount, very small amount of money, but every single month, at the end of every month, we tally that, and then the hustle stat champion gets that money. Guess who goes home with that money every single month? Mark Pinglis. Try and get that for him, he's going to fight you. He feels you are stealing his money. So I asked him one day, Mark, why are you so obsessed about the hustle stat award? I mean, it's such a small amount of money. Why are you so obsessed with it? He says, Coach, you don't even pass me the ball when the game is going. I don't even get a chance to shoot. My only contribution in this team is my hustle. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of value and a lot of insight in the hustle stat award. In a sales organization, it's normal, it's natural that we celebrate the top salesman, the top sales performer. We give them awards, trips, whatever. But I work with a lot of organizations and salesmen, and they say the hustle stat champions, the people whose efforts don't show up in the box scores, perhaps the person answering the phone, or the people loading the van, allowing the sales superstar to do their jobs. These are your hustle stat leaders. Without the hustle stat leaders, without the men producing these hustle points, no team can be successful. There can be no teamwork evident in any kind of organization. Dear leaders, track your hustle stats. Recognize, reward, and acknowledge your hustle stat champions. To those who are in this room, who are not in the front lines, to those whose job is support, staff, admin, in the back rooms, don't think of yourselves any less than those in the front. Because your contribution, without your efforts, there is no team that can win. And the reason why Mark Pinglis is on my team is because he doesn't have much skill, he doesn't have much talent, but his one skill is hustle. To HR, I don't know if that's you, Apple, or whoever that is, when you hire your people, I would submit, hire for hustle. There is nothing wrong with hiring for skills, experience, academic background, educational attainment, nothing wrong with that. But perhaps you would think about also building into your hiring processes, your selection protocols, how to figure out a person's work ethic. Hire for hustle. You will be surprised at how productive your teams can be. When you have people, wala kasi hagdanan dito. SMX, wala namang pera. And so the reason why Mark Pinglis is on my team is because he cannot shoot from the outside, he doesn't have the natural basketball skills, athletic ability of the others, but his one skill is hustle. And that is why it is important for us. Effort is important in our organization. It is one of our most important principles of cooperation. And speaking of effort, I have to explain to you just very quickly our defensive game plan. Earlier I said I explained our offensive game plan, our defensive